Yo, welcome back to another episode 73 of the 343 podcast from a very cold, a very wet Cape Town. I'm your host, Jason. Thank you for joining us where you are grabbing this, be it in the morning, the afternoon, the evening. Welcome. As always, I'm not alone. I'm joined by my trusty sidekicks, AF and Riyaz. AF, how's it going, man?
You hit the nail on the head, eh? Freezing, wet. I hate this weather. Like with my entire being, like it's just winter needs to hurry up. Summer needs to come back again. I'm trying to like fake it by having this trusty heater here behind me. It's nice and toasty in this room, but I can feel that the moment I leave this room, it's like going to be walking into a fridge or a freezer. But yeah, other than that, I'm doing well. I'm super excited, amped for the semifinals of the Euros. I've enjoyed the tournament up until now, so yeah, I'm excited to get into today's episode.
Great stuff, man. Great stuff. Safe to say AF won't be able to do it on a cold night in Stoke. Yeah, Riyaz, how's it going with you, man?
Not too bad. I don't think I'd be able to do it on a cold rainy night in Stoke either, to be honest with you. But at least he has that heater there. I'm freezing. I mean, it's like you think it'd be cold outside, but inside the house as well, it's just ridiculously cold. I mean, it's like 3 degrees or something. There's hail falling outside. It's all types of things. But yeah, happy to be here. I'm excited for the episode and excited to talk some footy.
Lovely stuff. So as we continue our series in our off-season period, we chat a bit of transfers. Everybody loves it. Silly season, as it was called. We'll then jump into a bit of previews. As I have said, we are getting into the business end of this Euro tournament. For some, it's been very boring. For some, like AF, it's been exciting. But that will be addressed later. So yeah, let's jump straight into it. We're gonna talk a few transfer rumors today, a few deals that have been concluded. So yeah, Riyaz, you want to start us off?
Yeah, I have Michael Olise today. So obviously Michael Olise was first, I guess, kind of rumored to be going to Manchester United at the end of last season. They kind of really looked to have wanted to sign him quite desperately. Then there was talks about him going to Chelsea as well. Quite a few clubs around the Premier League really wanted him. And he ended up going to Bayern, which was a swerve that I didn't expect personally. So I think the deal is done. Fabrizio announced it as well. I think his deal is for until the end of 2029. So 5 years, 5-year deal, 45 plus add-ons, 53 million on overall. So a great prospect, by the way. I think he was in the Chelsea academy as well with a player that I can't really get to now. I can't remember who I was, what story I kind of saw it. But he was in the Chelsea academy. And obviously played at Crystal Palace for the last couple of seasons. Was a bit injury prone, so we didn't see like a lot of him in too much in the last couple of seasons. But from what we did see, he's an amazing talent, of course. And 53 million. These numbers are astronomical. It's quite massive. Like, I mean, not saying that he's not worth it. It's just that 53 million is a lot of money for me personally, the way I see it. I think that he's a good player as well. I don't doubt that he's a good player. I think that the issue with going there, I think, is that they have Leroy Sané that plays in the same position. Yeah. So I'm not sure how they're going to kind of juggle that. I think at Chelsea it would have been the same. They have Madueke, they have Cole Palmer, they all play on the right as well. At United, I think he would have had a good chance because they don't really have a right winger. They have to bring on Anthony every time they kind of have to want to make an impact. So I think United would have been actually a great bet for him as when you look at playing time. In terms of playing time, I think United would have been a good bet. But I mean, a great buy from Bayern. And I think he'll do really, really well in that league since he did it so well in the Premier League. And Bayern's obviously, I mean, Kane went there and still being the laziest striker on earth, scored how many goals a season. So I'm sure he will do well and he'll be feeding Kane. AF, wow. Any thoughts about this transfer?
Yeah, no, like I completely agree there with where's he going to slot in. I don't see him taking Leroy Sané's spot in the team, but I think that they are trying to slowly push Gnabry out of the club. I've seen rumors, I've seen tweets, I've seen threads about him about Bayern trying to look for buyers for Gnabry. So maybe it's just a thing about having two left-footed wingers, like one on each side. We've
Yeah.
seen Pep do it over at Man City, where Foden would play on the left wing. We saw it when Sane was at City as well, playing on the left wing. So I don't think it's something new to managers. And Vincent Company, like we saw last season at Burnley, there were a couple of times that he was innovative in his tactical approach. So you never know. Like it might be that Sane starts at left wing and Olise on right wing, and they'll probably just interchange during the game. Musiala as well. You'll also just like float around, just as he did in the Euros until Germany got knocked out. And yeah, so I don't think it's about where he's going to play. It's just about how Vincent Company is going to transition him in. But yeah, like Bayern is shaping up to be a really good team for next season. So yeah, I'm quite excited to see how they go about doing things.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see how Company manages everybody. I mean, they've got an influx of players that could be leaving, some that are going to be coming to the Premier League, and then they've got a whole sorry, influx maybe wasn't the right word, but a whole lot of people that were leaving, and then an influx of players coming in. And yeah, it's just going to be very intriguing to see what Company can do with the squad. Obviously, he didn't have massive amounts of quality in that Burnley team. So yeah, it will shape up. I think, especially after the last few seasons where they haven't had the best seasons, it's a very pivotal one for them. So I think it's a good deal. Like we've said before, the market is so inflated. So this is actually could be something of a cheap deal, 53 for somebody that has a lot of promise, and that's unfortunately what teams are having to pay these days. So I think it's a good signing, and we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
AF, going to your transfer rumor, who do we have?
Yeah, so this kid, Désiré Doué, he plays for Stade Rennes in the French league. He's only 19 years old, and he already has 2 years or 2 seasons of first team experience under his belt. He's being regarded very highly from what I've seen on social media, in the media and stuff like that. They are touting him as a French Wonderkid, but I don't know if that's just because he's linked with Manchester United, and that's Rennes' way of trying to push up the price to try and make sure that they get as much money for him as possible. Transfer market values him at 30 million. I've watched a couple of compilations of him. He's really fast. He's quite skillful, but I mean, compilations can only tell you so much. So yeah, like I think with the state of the market right now, 30 mil could be a really good buy for a 19-year-old who could possibly be at his next club for the next 10 years if he is as good as everybody's saying that he is, if he can bring everything to the table. I think in the past, in the 2 seasons that he's played for Rennes, he's gotten like 16 or 17 goal contributions, and he doesn't play every game. So, but then again, on the other hand, it is League One, so like I don't think that can tell a full story as well. But yeah, it's something that excites me. I would like to see him come in. Apparently, he can kick with both feet, so he can play on both flanks. So he's not limited. So yeah, it's an exciting one for a United fan. If he comes in, I have no doubt that Ten Hag and his new look staff would be able to mold him or transition him properly into the setup the way he needs to.
Yeah, that's fair. But who do you see going then to make way for this? I mean, it's not
Anthony's
like
out, guy. I think Anthony's gone.
Is he
I think
confirmed
Anthony's
out,
gone.
or is he possibly
This is
going to be
a wish list.
as well?
That is not confirmed, but I like from all the stories that I saw at the end of last season, it seems like there was some bad blood between himself and Erik ten Hag over the last few weeks of the season. Apparently, the match against Liverpool, we ended up as left back. he wasn't happy about that. Apparently, he got very angry after the game, and like sat him down and just like told him, check here, if you're not happy with like where I'm going to play you, then like that's your issue. If you don't like it here, take a hike. But if I'm going to tell you to play left back, you have to play left back. And yeah, apparently after that there were more things that happened in the dressing room he wasn't happy about. And yeah, I think there's a lot of bad blood between the two of them. I'm hoping that leads to him being sold. I don't care if we don't get anything for him. Just rather phase him out. And like this is a new era supposedly, like beginning at United. So let's try to start on a blank slate and try to move forward positively.
That's fair. That's fair. Riyaz, anything to add on this? Have you been following the kid? You heard anything about?
I have absolutely no idea what this kid is about. I have no idea. I've never seen him play. But I mean, if he's the next French Wonderkid, he must be good. He must be able to play like him. I might as well pay like 30-40 million for him. But yeah, we've seen recently that with like even youngsters, they're going for like 30-40 million. We spoke about Archie Gray last week. Was 40 million that came to us as well. And I mean, I'm not quite sure exactly the situation. I guess it's for the future. He can also be loaned out from that United team because they do have Ahmad as well, who actually played really well towards the end of the season.
Fun fact about Ahmad, when United signed him, I don't know if you guys are familiar with Papu Gomez, that played at Atalanta as well, the Argentinian fella.
Yeah.
So he, like when United was linked with Ahmad in the very first place, Papu Gomez actually likened Ahmad Diallo to a young Messi. So when people speak about these kids, I think they really they need to draw a line, because firstly that puts unnecessary pressure on that on the lad, and secondly it's just like, don't compare people to like superstars that are out of this world. I mean, if you say somebody's the next Messi, somebody's the next Ronaldinho, somebody's the next Ronaldo, like don't do that. Like that is pressure that the kid doesn't want, and it's just plain stupidity to be saying things like that. So now with people saying this is the next French Wonderkid, that's another thing. Now he's gonna come to if he comes to United, he's coming to the Premier League with this high expectation. And if he doesn't perform in the first 10 to 15 games, then the media is going to be all against him. And yeah, it's like it's not ideal, and I hate it when people do that. But yeah, you can continue about Ahmad. Sorry.
I think you hit the nail on the head there, though. It's that we don't give them enough time to like, you can't just come into a new league and in 15 games in expect to be this amazing player. It doesn't work like that. Like you need time to like kind of get used to and he's moving countries firstly as well. It's not only about the football at the end of the day. You have to get used to like everything, the country, the weathers, the training, everything is different. So I think that's like one of the biggest things that I really like dislike about kind of the whole, I don't know, culture surrounding it, is that we don't give people time to actually prove themselves properly. We give them 10 games, and then 10 games is a lot in our eyes, and then we label them as this is a flop or whatever the case may be. Like unless it's like Anthony, like let's talk about Anthony, since he was there. We gave him the whole season basically, and then he had a bust up with the manager because he doesn't want to play somewhere. He has 1 goal contribution the whole season. Like that's fair enough. Like that's okay. Yeah. But like if after 10 games we're not going to give these kids, and these kids as well, like the youngsters that come through, we're not going to give them a chance to actually like show them, prove themselves, then it's just ridiculous to me. But I mean, Ahmad is there, and there was someone else. Sancho is coming back as well. So, but I assume that he won't be playing all the time. But I think now that this like you hit the nail on the head there with United's new kind of regime thing. This is a clean slate, and I think going forward it can only be kind of positivity. It's already being seen with the kind of people you want to bring in. This guy I'm not too sure about, but I mean De Ligt is a great signing as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how the team shapes up for the next season. And if you can really win a trophy with crap, then I mean, with a decent side, I'm sure it'll only be up from here.
Indeed. Let's see how the cards fall and how they turn out for Man United. It's a good kid, and I think coming from the team that Eduardo Camavinga came from, let's just put that in there as well, and then let's see. I don't think they were wrong in selling him off, and he's proven his salt. So maybe it's something similar to that as well. Yeah. On to the next one now. We'll move to what's like a really low possibility at this stage, just with the way the Serie A moves and just the way that Juve move. But today I'm highlighting Teun Koopmeiners, who could possibly be on his way to Liverpool. I say possibly, and please don't come for me in the comments. He has been linked with Juve. The first offer that Juve submitted was below what Antalata wanted. Thiago Motta is now obviously the new manager since Max Allegri has left. So a lot of players have left and a lot of players are coming in, and a lot of them, I don't know if they've signed like a mafia contract that all the clubs, similar to the German Bundesliga, where all of the best players from all the smaller teams end up at Juve. But it seems like Juve were in the running, but I think Liverpool are somewhat in there as well. AF might have read something earlier. I think he had mentioned that he read something that Liverpool are still somewhere there. It will be a great acquisition for Liverpool. He's come off his best season in terms of goal contributions. He's played a very pivotal role in him going to the Europa League final. He obviously missed that game, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I think it'll be a great signing for Liverpool. I'm saying this very tentatively because I don't really like Liverpool, but it's possibly what they've missed in this last few seasons, having somebody that's giving them a lot of momentum from that middle section. Any thoughts on this? He is a Dutch international. Very solid.
I think the loss of Wijnaldum, like Liverpool felt that a lot the moment he left, and I think Koopmeiners has a very similar profile to him. So I think if Liverpool are successful with this transfer, that could be like him just like slotting in when Wijnaldum left. But then again, it is also a new manager, but it's a Dutch manager. So on a slot, probably knows a lot about Koopmeiners as well.
Managed him at Feyenoord, actually. Sorry, I must just, so there's that link as well, which is something could be played on.
So that immediately is a 10 out of 10 in my book. Like if the manager knows you, he knows what you can bring to the team, he knows your strengths, your weaknesses, and just how to slot you in and the chemistry with everybody else on the pitch. So I think that can work very well. Another thing also, I don't know how much this can impact his transfer moving forward, because he had to withdraw from the Euro to 2024 because I think it was one of the warm-up matches before the tournament started. He got injured in that one. I don't know how severe the injury was, but that could also have a domino effect on whichever transfer ends up going through. Like maybe he fails a medical test or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, I think he can be very beneficial to Liverpool or to Juve, wherever he goes to. Did Rabiot leave Juve? Because I know that he was also being like they were trying to phase him out somehow. They tried to do it to United last season, and we didn't take the bait. And he hasn't really been great at the Euros either to put himself in the window properly. So I'm thinking that Juve they're looking at Koopmeiners as the Rabiot replacement, but I don't know if they're going to get rid of Rabiot or not.
I think he is on the free agent list now. They might have released him. He was also one of those French Wonderkids, right? And he just got lost a bit there in Italy. I don't think that people would not go for Rabiot. It's just from where he was and the sort of talk that surrounded him, it seems like he hasn't really lived up to that potential fully. So it could go either way. I think Koopmeiners, with the fact that Arne Slot knows him from Feyenoord, and there's that sort of connection. There's the element of Van Dijk, Cody Gakpo, Gravenberch. It's there's lots of linkages, and obviously with Van Aldum having been there as well, it can be something that, you know, agents and we say agents, but it's actually players performing that sort of role, that sort of intermediaries. It could be something massive. Riyaz, any thoughts before we conclude this transfer portion?
Yeah, I kind of disagree with the whole situation that Genie is kind of the thing that they're missing. I think they're missing a 6. I think that they have enough
Fabinho.
8s, to be honest. Fabinho fell off after one season, and they've never been able to replace him. So I agree that Junior was very important to the team fully. Like, he was amazing. He held together that midfield very well. The transitions were amazing. I think he was actually underrated in the Liverpool team. But I think that they were able to replace him. They have McAllister, and they even, like we said now, they even have Gravenberch, who I think is going to be amazing, like very, very good player. I think he's going to, once he gets into the Premier League, he's going to become like pivotal in that team, because I think he looks very good. But if Koopmeiners isn't going to be a 6, then I don't see them paying 50 million for him. I think they can keep that 50 million and spend it on an out-and-out 6 that they're actually going to like need or use. Especially not if, but depends on how they want to use Trent, or if Trent is staying, or whatever the case may be. If they need like a two-man midfield, Trent is going to come inside. But so I think that they have McAllister, they have Gravenberch, they have Harvey Elliott, they have Curtis Jones. Those are all all very competent players, if not more than competent. So I don't think they need really another 8 and 50 million, especially for 50 million. I think that if it was somewhere around 30 maybe, but I still think that save the money, spend it on a 6. Same thing like us, basically. We also need to save the money and spend it on a 6, which we kind of did. But I would obviously go for the other Dutch center defensive mid, which is Reinders. I recently have kind of gotten into watching the Dutch and supporting them, so kind of low-key really like the fella. But I think he'll go to Juve. Like you said, it's a little like the German league. Everybody goes to Bayern, everybody goes to Juve. So I think that will end up happening. But yeah, he's a good player, don't get me wrong. But I think Liverpool need a 6.
It's going to be interesting times. With all these links, you obviously don't know which one to truly believe. It's only confirmed, or not only confirmed, it's pre-confirmed when Fabrizio tweets it. And then it's really confirmed once the player is announced by the club. So that's my dig at Fabrizio for this week. I'll be typing real tap-in merchant of sorts. But yeah, that concludes the transfer portion. If you enjoyed the sort of transfers that we're talking about, let us know. Give us a like, give us a follow on the channel. Leave us a comment if we are looking at the wrong leagues. If you've got a wonder kid that you've played with on Football Manager, let us know, and we can do our research and we can then chat about it. If you are following us on the YouTube platform, please be on the lookout for another video this week. We'll be previewing the Euro 2024 semifinals. We have concluded the section of transfers. If you are following on the podcast, don't leave yet. We've still got a whole lot more content coming your way. So please be sure to like, please be sure to subscribe, and just let us know what your thoughts are on the transfer and the silly season that we're currently in.